Emirates Airport, just off the 405 and the 105 at the beautiful SoFi Stadium in Inglewood. Today, it's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we've got a good one in store between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Los Angeles Chargers. Is upon us. It's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And he's probably realizing he should have stayed in the end zone as he can only muster a return to the 14-yard line. Throwing at the outset, here's Mahomes. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down.
Brandon, watching their tape from last week, I saw plenty of plays like we just saw there, forcing incompletions. It was key in their win last week. They're hoping the same thing happens this time out, too.
On 2nd and 10. Mahomes. He'll get this complete to Kadarius Toney. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Nyheim Hines, his first carry. And he works his way forward to pick up 4 yards there. Second down. Well, this defense for the Chargers, they were terrific a week ago in that win over Detroit.
And I'm eager to see the game plan and trying to attack them this week because when you take it away 4 times through interceptions, what do you do now when you go into a game? Do you decide you can't throw the ball? Do you try and run it more? Or do you tell your quarterback, make sure you see your guys open before you deliver?
And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
How best to describe that one? I'd say right down Broadway on that run.
A straight-ahead running. I think that might be something we see a lot of between the tackles today.
Well, he's enjoying things so far here this afternoon. Sees a crease and bursts through it for a solid game.
And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. So the completion good for 7 there, and that will bring up second down.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
Give him a yard on the run there, and that's going to set up a 3rd down and 2.
Whenever we talk about the best strong safeties, one word constantly comes up, and that's instincts. Being able to diagnose run or pass and make the appropriate moves.
He crashed out hard there. He was ready for that running play. Mahomes looking to throw on 3rd and 2. Throw left side complete. That's Hines. And he will have a Chiefs first down as this defense unable to hold. It's a 7-yard gain there on 3rd and 2. Solid opening drive so far, Charles. They've moved this football into field goal range, but you know that they want to cap this off with 6 and not 3.
Absolutely. As one of the better coaches in the league always tells me, on offense, I want their body blows all game long and finish it with uppercuts. Well, here are the body blows right now. He's hoping one uppercut will take care of the end of this.
And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Richie James, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Chiefs are on the board first here this afternoon. Well, these guys scored touchdown after touchdown in that win a week ago. So how do they come out this week? Same way. They got that momentum going, a touchdown on the opening drive.
I think it's safe to say that they're in a groove, isn't it? I mean, a lot of times we've seen where teams have scored a ton of points the week before. The very next week struggle to score, almost as if they used it all up. Not in this case. This group appears locked in.
And we're going to have to make some adjustments if you're on the other side of that football. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17.
Their own 17-yard line.
Herbert and the Chargers now with a 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line. They started on the ground with Eckler, and he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. A play fake, and now Herbert to throw. He's got a man, complete.
That is the exact right play call against that defense. So a hat tip to the offensive play caller because he won that part of the chess match. But give credit to his players as well.
Now the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. And some room to work. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18. There's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Herbert operating from the red zone. He rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And the Chiefs are going to take over at their own 13-yard line.
And as we've seen, points have been precious so far, and they just threw something away on that snap. And look, let's face it, as we advance further into this game, that play will be on the minds of everyone who's watching it. They wonder if this is the turning point. Is this the spot where those points were given away and could cost them a ball game?
They begin the drive with Hines. And a nice gain there as he'll be taken down just shy of the 20. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. Last week, of course, the great performance, over 200 yards. He still wants to be fed.
And they should. That's exactly what you should do. I've not yet met a running back that's run for over 200 yards that says the very next week, hey, let's back things up.
Yeah, I don't need it as much.
No, they want it more and more. They're going to be ready to go because they think that's going to happen naturally now.
2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
Someone sharp in this game. I mean, a touchdown pass on the first drive and comes right back, and he's flinging it around really well here.
Really nice throw there to pick up the 1st down. You kind of just feel a laser focus and confidence about him, and I think we saw that this week, didn't we? Talking to him and the coaches, they felt good about his performance coming up.
Yeah, I was really impressed with that last practice we saw when they went through 2-minute drill, when they went through all the different situations. Ball hardly hit the ground, and I thought, yeah, he might be locked in for this one.
So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 47. They run with Hines, and they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
On 2nd and 11 now. Mahomes looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Hines. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Open man, it's the tight end, Kelsey. And he's brought to the ground with another 1st down at the Chargers 21. This is Hines. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
But that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
On second down, right back to Hines. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Ninth play coming up here on this drive. This is 3rd and a yard. They fake the give. Now Mahomes. That's complete right around the 8. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Travis Kelce, a 12-yard touchdown grab. And the Chiefs go up by 2 touchdowns.
The extra point is good.
Extra point by Butker is on target, and it's now 14-0.
Chargers, nothing.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one.
At their own 18-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. Charles, it's kind of gut check time. Look, I know it's early, first quarter, just their second drive of the game, but they've already thrown the interception, given up the score. You're down double digits. They got to figure out something, and pretty quickly here.
No doubt about it. And when you look at that sideline, I'm sure you're observing the same thing I am. I don't like the body language at all. They look like they're in a state of stunned disbelief. So to me, we always talk about someone stepping up and making a big play. I think it would behoove them if multiple guys step up and make big plays right now. They need something positive to happen, and they need for it to happen now.
Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a first.
First and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. He sets to fire deep. And this is incomplete. Oh, it looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in. The Chargers at 500, sitting at 5-5. And they were winners their last time out, so they'll be looking to make it 2 in a row.
And so much about football, partner, comes down to mindset. Being in the right frame of mind, and the best way to get in that good frame of mind, winning. So they come in feeling good. They've got the home crowd behind them. I think they're going to be tough to beat in this one.
And not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first. A bit of a jump there, CD. He breaks the line, and that'll be 5 yards.
And you've got to stay more disciplined than that, Brandon. That's just a free gift to the offense.
Going to throw on 3rd down with Herbert. Now he's taken down. A Chiefs sack. That's George Karlaftis, who fought his way through the line to bury him.
A big loss
On is the Chargers punter now, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. We'll call that a 47-yard punt, a return of just 3. And it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10. Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line. Here's a handoff to Hines to begin the drive. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. They go play fake. Mahomes. Buying time to his left. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
That was an interesting look there, because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of him. And I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
Throwing is Mahomes on 3rd. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Mahomes to MVS there for the Kansas City first.
Well, things are definitely going right for them here in the first half. Pick a down, any down, even 3rd down, no problem. They get a connection there and pick up a fresh set of downs, continuing to move the ball.
Now it's Hines. He'll work his way up the middle for a gain of about 4 on second down.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning it in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
On second down, right back to Hines. And he's got some space here. And some nifty running here as he'll take this across midfield and down to the 47. 52 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game.
And this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 47. Mahomes going to throw. Flush to his right. Now on the run. He'll throw it back deep over the middle. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Kadarius Toney, 47 yards. And the Chiefs take a 3-touchdown lead. Extra point by Butker is on target, and that makes the score 21-0.
Chiefs 21, Chargers nothing. Harrison Butker to kick off for Kansas City.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. The Charger drive about to get going. And they are back to 500 on the year, got the win last weekend, and it's one that kept their playoff hopes alive.
And if you do have those hopes, 500 is not where you want to be at this point of the year. Now, we know they've battled through some rough patches this season, so it now comes down to how they're going to finish. Not out of it, can't afford any more missteps, though.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Herbert now. And he fires one that's intercepted. And the Chiefs are going to take possession of the football. Boy, we've seen a lot of mistakes here in this first half, and another there on the interception.
Yeah, they're certainly starting to pile up, aren't they? Because, let's face it, we expect a miscue here and there, but they're already down 3 scores and still giving the ball away. If they want to get back into this one, they've got to take care of the ball, because right now the way they're playing doesn't say a whole lot for their chances.
So after the INT, here's Mahomes. Open man right side is Toney. And they're going to be set up now with the ball at the 13-yard line.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go, because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Here's Hines. And he'll get this forward only for about a yard, as that's going to take us to the 2-minute warning. Play action, it's Mahomes. On the move to his left. Caught, Kelsey, left side. And in for the Chiefs touchdown. Travis Kelsey with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season. And the Chiefs are able to widen their lead here in this first half. Extra point by Butker is on target, and a rout is on here in this first half.
Harrison Butker to kick off for Kansas City.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
This is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone.
And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Charger drive about to get going. Well, still early in this one, Charles, but the last time this offense was out there, they threw their first interception of the ball game, so trying to avoid repeating that mistake here on this drive.
And to put a positive spin on it, at least it happened in the first half and not in a close game in the fourth quarter. But you're absolutely right, partner. One of the last things this offensive quarterback wants to witness again in this game.
Kind of an obvious question, Charles, but anything you try to avoid after your first pick, or you say it's one interception, we're still in the first half, I'm going to do the same thing?
I think you want to avoid playing scared, and put it into the mind of the quarterback that you've lost confidence in him. Make sure you get some throws that he's going to be able to complete, make him feel good about himself, and continue to run your offense.
On first down, they look downfield, and it's complete. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. Running on first down, Ekeler. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
That's going to be caught. And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds. That's good for 28 yards.
Boy, how about the speed with which this offense can get down the field? It's taken them no time at all to get down here. And now they're set up with a 1st and goal.
This is 1st and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. Trying to punch it in with Ekeler. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage. Back to the 4-yard line. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down.
As a linebacker, you're taught to stay just slightly behind the ball carrier just in case he makes a cutback. But when you find the gap, shoot it. And he found it all right. Took it straight to the backfield and made the tackle for a loss.
And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Coaches talk about it all the time. Players talk about it as well. Excellent job staying disciplined in coverage and making that stop. Inside the red zone, every stop like that could be preventing a possible touchdown.
Here we go on 4th. Herbert rolling to his right. Got a man. It's Allen for the Charger touchdown. Keenan Allen as the first half is winding down. And the Chargers are on the board here in the final seconds of the first half. Hopkins with the extra point, and it's now a 28-7 ball game.
The score, Chiefs 28, Chargers 7. Dustin Hopkins to kick off for the Chargers.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Chiefs take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And with a 3-score lead already, this is not time for a momentum change, so I'd imagine they'd be happy to just take this into the locker room. Throwing on first down is Mahomes. Quick slant to Valdez-Scantling. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. Now here's Mahomes. Over the middle, that's hauled in by Tony. And offensively, they'll take the timeout with 6 seconds left in the second quarter. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2.
Harrison Butker for the Chiefs field goal. A 49-yard attempt.
Butker's kick here is good. So after 4 touchdowns in the game for this offense, this time they're forced into taking the 3.
But you did mention 4 touchdowns, right? So 4 out of 5, not too bad. I think that's a pretty good record for them.
A fairly short kick from the 14. So we've reached halftime with the visiting Chiefs on top. As we send you to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach? Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. The Chargers going to get the football first here in this second half, and they trail as we get back underway. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. And it appears we have a Charger shaken up on that last play. More from L.A. in a moment. The Charger drive about to get going. They look up at the scoreboard facing that deficit. A 3-score game, Charles, but look, there's plenty of time to go here. The old football cliche that comes to my mind is on Herbert, his 3rd interception. Trent McDuffie with a pick. And the Chiefs are going to take possession of the football. That one is going to sting. First play of the 3rd quarter and a turnover.
And you have to know that at halftime, they spent a lot of time going through their checklist of what they wanted to accomplish to start this 3rd quarter. Turning it over like this was not on that list.
Not at all. You come out of the locker room trailing, so that first drive to establish momentum is very key. Crucial. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Hines will struggle to get to the line of scrimmage as he'll be tackled back at the 4-yard line.
Well, if this defense has any hopes of getting back into this game, they've got to start right here and keep these guys out of the end zone. That's a good step 1 on that play.
From back at the 4, here's 2nd and goal. They run again with Hines. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. Call it no gain that time, and now it's 3rd and goal. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is the time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4 down.
And he's going to ball his way into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Nyheim Hines with his 14th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Chiefs have opened the lead up to 30. Extra point by Butker is on target. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. And they'll accept that penalty. After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. Taken in at the 3. And not a good return here at all as they'll be forced to start at the 12-yard line.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
Here's Eckler to begin the drive. Oh, he's hit. He lost the football. Put it on the carpet.
Wow, that ball is not free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. On second and very short, Herbert. Oh, and that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a third down. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They give him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
Only a yard there on the keeper, but that's all he needed. First down.
I don't know about you, but I like this call. 3rd and inches, and instead of worrying about getting it back to a running back and maybe there's some penetration from the defensive front, just go ahead and take it, move forward, and pick up the first down.
And as we say often, shows confidence in your offensive line. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. On second and 12, Herbert. Nowhere to go for Herbert, and he's going to go down. The Mississippi State man, Chris Jones, with a sack there.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He finds his target, Allen. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Herbert. And the Chiefs are going to get him. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack. Throwing on 2nd and long. Herbert. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. It's Joshua Williams with a pick. So the ball changing hands on the interception, but meanwhile here we do have an injury on the play. More from L.A. in a moment. Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line. And they'll start on the ground with Hines. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Look, all any running back wants is a little bit of room, a little bit of space in order to maneuver. But he also understands how difficult it is for his offensive line up front. So if they give him any space, he realizes his job to make more out of it than what they give him.
Travis Kelce, the 20. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Travis Kelce, 65 yards. And the Chiefs are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point by Butker is on target. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. From his end zone, Wilson. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down officially at the 21. The Charger drive about to get going. Well, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
And again, the run defense stout this time. He maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage, but no more. The 3rd down now. Those last 2 plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points. Here's Herbert. Under pressure, and down he goes. It's a loss of 10 on the sack, and it leads to 4th. On is the Chargers punter now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Ross on the return. A nice return there of 11 to help mitigate a good punt. And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50, 1st and 10. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. Up the middle they go. It's Hines. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're heading towards the ball carrier with abandon.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Line of scrimmage, the 43 on 2nd and 4. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Hines. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. The Chiefs on 3rd down. Can't be any better than a perfect 6 for 6. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And that will be incomplete. They weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
Partner, in the sportsmanship handbook, there's something to be said for calling the dogs off in a blowout. But these defenders, they also know this is the NFL, and it's their job to stop them, whether they're in the game or they're down by a handful of touchdowns.
And he will have a 1st down as they get him to the ground at the 37.
Okay, you and I are sitting up here getting ready to analyze whether they should go for it or not. Did you see the quarterback just point to the sideline and say, everybody back, I've got this call?
Well, you knew this side of the field, they're in plus territory, 4th and 1. He wasn't coming off the field.
No, he wasn't coming off the field, and he wasn't letting the offense go with him at all. He said, we're staying out here, and we're picking this one up. That's some leadership right there.
86 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. They go play action. Now Mahomes. James has got it. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And picked up by the Chargers.
Well, maybe it hasn't exactly been a Rembrandt, but they've been mistake-free to this point and finally cough it up. I don't think it's going to cost them the game. They should be fine. But, boy, they're going to hate that, going back and watching tape and being able to say we were that close to achieving our goal of 0 turnovers during the game.
A little blemish, but as you say, still comfortably in command. The Charger drive about to get going. Now Herbert following the turnover. Finds the open man. It's Mike. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And it's picked up by the Chiefs. And the return will stop right around the 25.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
You'd say an afternoon to forget. Absolutely. Now after the fumble recovery, it's Mahomes. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
Well, up big here in the 4th quarter, up really big. That pass and incompletion, I don't think they needed the completion, but Charles, this is an offense right now that they're just having fun. They're clicking on all cylinders.
Yeah, you're right. They didn't need a completion. They certainly don't need any more points. But they're not going to turn them down. They're going to continue to run what they have in their playbook, and they still want to run it efficiently.
Mahomes' throw here complete to Kelsey. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9.
complete to Travis Kelce. First and goal, Kansas City.
They'll run on first down. Hines. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. So a loss of 5, and it'll be second down.
It's not easy playing the corner, is it? A lot of times you got to defend against the pass, but sometimes you have to play against the run. How about the job he did there, crashing inside to make that tackle for a loss?
On second down, right back to Hines.
And they get to him quickly here as he's stopped right around the 13. Only a couple yards there, and that's going to set up a long 3rd and goal.
He's definitely tough to get down. We just saw it right there. But how about what we did see? Pursuit, wrap up, and then the big finish with the tackle.
And it's caught. Touchdown. Kadarius Toney with his second touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Chiefs are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this 4th quarter lead.
The PAT would extend their lead, but there is a flag on the play. They're down here in the 4th, and that personal foul penalty is not going to help.
No, in these types of situations, players will tell you that's extra intensity. From where we sit, it's actually frustration, not a good play.
And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Herbert going to lead up the Chargers here, 1st and 10.
At their own 25-yard line.
He'll hand off here to Eckler.
And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Here's Herbert.
Into the hands of Williams across the formation.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Herbert setting up to throw on first down. He finds his man, complete. That's Johnston. So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 48-yard line. Play action. It's Herbert. To the sideline, and wow, what a catch there. He doesn't get a lot, but he was able to get the feet down complete. Under 4 to go now as they come up on 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 8.
Back to throw here, Herbert. That is caught. It's Williams. And he'll be brought down with a 1st down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 27-yard line.
That's another Chargers.
A play fake, and now Herbert to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they've forced in this runaway contest.
And they're going to move it down to inside the 25.
This will be the 8th play of the drive. It's 3rd and 7.
It's 3rd and 7.
Again, Herbert.
Got a man, it's complete, it's Palmer.
And he'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark him down at the 9.
Complete to Josh Palmer. 1st and goal at the 9-yard line.
Herbert will give this one to Eckler.
He pushes forward for maybe 3 down to the 6-yard line. 2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. Now here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Third and goal, trying to make that scoreboard at least a little more respectable.
Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by L'Jarius Sneed. And the Chiefs are going to take possession here at their own 6-yard line. Another great play defensively. They've been sharp on both sides of the ball, Charles, but that interception means that this defense will very well keep them down to single digits on the scoreboard in this game.
And that's certainly something to smile about, isn't it, partner, if you're on defense? Because your goal every game is to pitch a shutout, but you and I both know that's pretty unrealistic. But to hold a team below double figures in a game, in an NFL game, that's certainly something to take pride in.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
Line of scrimmage is the 8 on 2nd and 8. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Hines, and they'll get him down up past the 15, just shy of the 20.
Taken down at the 19-yard line. It's a gain of 10. First down, Kansas City.
Hey, 57, 57.
On first down, Hines. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Interesting, Mahomes wants to throw it. He's got a man, complete. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. So the big play moves him all the way across midfield. It's 1st and 10 from the 45. To throw, it's Mahomes. He's got a man, complete. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. That goes for a gain of 31. Boy, another big play late here for an offense, Charles, that certainly has had its fair share of big plays.
Coverage has been a problem all game long, and I would say that going along with that has been confidence. Because even if they had the right coverage, they've still dented them, and now it's been a real issue for them during this game.
They'll run on first down. It's Hines. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
Hey, 43, 43, 15.
They run the counter. Hines. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. Now the Chargers will use the 2nd of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with 13 seconds left to play. A long way to go here on 3rd down for the 8th play of the drive. They'll try the left side. It's Hines. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. And whistles, and they take their final timeout with 7 seconds left. Well, they could just run this clock out, but here is the field goal unit on 4th down. He hit his first, this one from 38. Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked.
Well, if nothing else, some signs of life here, Charles, because you're facing the big deficit, but at least they were able to prevent 3 more from getting on the board there with a nice block.
And that's how they're comforting themselves on the sidelines right now, because they certainly didn't execute well on that play at all. Bottom line, exactly what you said. They didn't need the 3, but they sure don't like giving up a block. They'll have something to work on as they get into practice next week.
Now one final throw here is incomplete, and that is how this one will come to an end.
Well, this game, it was well in hand early, never really in doubt. Charles, you and I do so many games together. There's so much parity in the NFL, a lot of close battles. This was not one. Tip your cap to them for a really impressive effort.
Yeah, and you know, as the game went on, I think the defense kind of got together and said, you see our guys on offense, they're just putting up